Hello everyone, it's Doctoon. Welcome to another mod overview, this time on Flying Castles. A mod that simply adds in two types of structures. There is a village one, and there is a castle one, and these are separate files. So you are going to want to check under files here, instead of just immediately downloading what's on the right for your particular version, and you'll see the village empty and night ones. I don't know what the empty ones are, unfortunately. It's just the structures, so none of the extra mobs, possibly, or some of the extra focus on the structures. I'd assume that's the case, so we've got a village version here, we've got a... This was taken the version, I assume that's the empty one, maybe. So, yeah, okay, so version empty, version village, and that's possibly the night one, and then you've got the additional mobs, so there is that, so... Definitely keep that in mind. We'll just spawn some of the structures just so we can see. Obviously I'm going to be doing these in parts here, of obviously based on the blocks, not what the full structure will generate as. I was thinking using structure blocks, but they're a bit too above me, because I just don't know how they work, and flying around is not a good idea, and there's no /locate command for them, so I'm just gonna place the blocks so you can see what parts make up a structure, and then we'll get to the mobs soon. So there's no recipes for any of these, of course, because they are just creative use things. So we'll start with updating sand, which I don't know if I just place it and then I right-click it, we'll break it. Nothing, maybe? Okay, so we'll go start south. No, am I getting something wrong here? And we'll get rid of you. Do I need a redstone signal for them, even if it's a creative thing? Oh! There we go. That'll do that. So that's gotten us our structure here. So they do need redstones. We might get up to dating sand again. And we'll get a lever. A ton of levers. So that'll be consumed every time because it is spawning the structure. So we've got this one here. Just adds a staircase for a tower. We've got some pretty decent loot. As well as obviously... Over here we've got a pen, or stables, for our horses that have just happened to also generate with some hay in here. So that's cool. I'm just sort of going to space things out, so let's see what this does. Do I have to do it both sides? Is that for the structures only then? Maybe that's gonna... Okay, so you can pick it up. Alright, so what happens if I do it over on the structure thing here? Okay, so that lever's back. Okay, can we do... Might be for something else, that's why. Okay, so we'll leave that maybe a bit later. Or I'll forget, as happens. So we'll go west. The thing is, I have no idea how this is going to go, so... We'll just... spawn it out here. Oh! Okay, so we've got our little structure here, we've got our chest with a bit of loot, and this is dug... Well, under... No? Is this intentional? Okay, so this might be intended for, like, the top of the structure rather than anything else, I assume, here. So that's why it's so small, it's because it's intended to be up a lot higher. I guess. It's not supposed to be that short, but either way. So that's, like, the west side. We'll go north. We'll just do... Oop, so just a signal, then. So that'll generate... this here, which is a... what in particular? So we've got, I assume, like some bakery? I don't know. The loot shouldn't matter, but anyway. Ooh, quite a few diamonds in there. So you got like a table here and a seat and some type of purpose, maybe like some... I don't know. I'm trying to think what, but some type of building that has a purpose, of course. The theming. We'll go east. Again, I have no idea how each of these structures end up, so that's interesting. So that's a stables there, and then we've got a... Oh, okay, so that's just there for the sake of it. Does that just continue things on? What's this? That's the 9x9, which we haven't got to yet. Let's put a bit of loot in here. We've got a scarecrow sort of dummy type of thing here, so like a combat area. We would do the 9x9 just because why not? And that'll change that to the Stables for reasons. Okay, don't know if that's intentional, where it's supposed to generate the other on the other side, maybe? I don't know. Maybe that's supposed to, like, regenerate things if something breaks. Can we do that? Oops, that doesn't fix that. Okay. Next, we'll go to road further south, which generates this building. Okay, maybe it might repeat a few structures, but it's just the direction they face. Unless it's just others are also appearing with it. We'll go over here. Obviously, this is going to be a mess, but oh, a building over here just happened to generate in dirt for some reason. Might be, and the horses did not survive. Sad. Well, Jen. Anyways, so further west, we have another tower that's obviously the same as that one, but we've got a thing that way. So again, most of these are going to be probably the same structure, but just based on a different direction. We'll just place them down just in case to find out what it goes on doing. So that's that. That's just that tower on its own. No other connected to it. It's got some diamonds and stuff. So that's our further east one, which we'll do obviously in the other direction from here. Yep, so in that direction. So we've got one of these, a few of the other ones we saw for the west one, and one of these. So we'll get to the next few. The 9x9s. Is this... Oh, okay, we've got a different structure. So, we've got a door here. Okay, it's the same one, but just with stone. So a completely different option. There, oop, get out of it. And there's nothing else here, I don't think it generated. Nope. Okay, so we'll want a south one, which I know will probably be two different direction there. So that's that one. I don't know what determines the material, but either way. Spawn this one in, so we've got another stables. I assume it just randomly selects between them then, maybe. It's just the size that obviously is appearing due to these, and how that's going to differ with it. Almost crushed the desert wall. So we've got our castle here, rather than more of our village-like structures. So we've got a combat area here, or maybe some chairs or something. We've got a storage area where many of the loot is going to appear. Obviously, just looking through quickly, you can obviously get a bunch of different ones similar, randomized. I guess here, with bread and other things, we've got a few different directions for a staircase, which takes us to a few bedrooms, and a few other things, as we can see here. We can go outside, and you can go up to, obviously, the next floor, and the next floor, to the top tower. And I don't think there's anything else here, the flooring? No, so that's just, hang on. This is just for bedrooms. Nope, okay, so there's a bunch of smoker blocks here and campfires. We've got a sawmill here, and we've got a bunch of sand that I assume is not supposed to appear in the structure, but did. Or otherwise, if it was like something like wood, I would assume like, oh, okay, sure, but nope, that just doesn't seem intentional. So grinder, composter, and crafting table. We've got a dining room in here with a bunch of trapdoors. We've got the throne, I assume, a fireplace, and then a sort of walk around to some of the other things at that level, and that's pretty much it for that one. And I assume this would be the same thing, but in a different direction. And if that is the case, we'll just swap them out. I'll just skip through them. Yep, basically the same. So that's east, that's south, and that's west. Because I don't think anything else would be the same type of structure there. South, I think I just put that away. We'll get rid of these. And then now we have the mob-related sort of summoning blocks. So, yeah, we'll do it in the castle, because why not? So we've got the knight. Oops, that's not what I wanted. So we've got this one. Oh, they're not generating because that... Oh, so the update blocks maybe for you... Yeah, okay, so that's why. That's probably what it's for, besides the lever. But if you wanted to use redstone, you could. So we've got some knights here. I assume they have probably 20 health, and just have their armor and such. If we attack them, for one, I assume they'll attack you maybe immediately? If we're not careful, do they have an aggression? Yes, they do. There we go. I assume by attacking him, maybe you just get their armor or you get XP. Something like that. So we'll just go Knight, because there is obviously spawn eggs for this. See you later. So kind of like Ancient Warfare, they'll immediately, or other NPC mods, they'll immediately attack you. So we've got bread. Okay. If we go to other spawn eggs, we can see there's obviously a bunch of other knights. Obviously the blocks will do the same thing as these spawn eggs, we might as well just get these. I assume all of them are going to be aggressive, so going to be careful. Got the knight here with the chain armor rather than the full iron. Well, a fair bit of iron, but otherwise, we've got some iron nuggets there. The heavy one is like so maybe I assume like a leader one. For some reason they got a bunch of effects, so they maybe just are trying to protect themselves pretty well, and our damage is maybe doing absolutely nothing to them. Come on, can you take damage? Thanks. There we go. So we got 9 getting bread. Okay. Let's see, the noble, which obviously appears in probably the dining room and a few other places, I assume. They just have a blaze rod, and they take damage easily from a netherite sword, so that's good to know. And a peasant, which obviously appears in the village, which, can you trade with? No. Obviously probably don't have much health either, so iron nuggets. And I assume they aren't aggressive. The noble, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. They're just running away, around, and... Okay, so they're wanting to make their way to the structure, I assume, is possibly the case? I don't know. Either way, that's pretty much it. It's just a mod that adds structures that will obviously generate in the sky. I don't know how well their pathfinding is, these mobs, in the structures, but, yeah, you get a few mobs, and I assume depending on the version, you'll get different mobs, maybe different structures, but I assume the structures will maybe be the same, but you'll have empty, which probably doesn't add any of the mobs, and is just the structures, and is maybe just empty structures, rather than, you know, having them spawn in immediately. And the village one, and then the night one will be different, but this is the night one at least. I don't really want to install the other just to find out, because it'll take quite a bit of time, but I assume you'll maybe come across a few similar, maybe. Oh no, just villagers and iron golems. So they're the ones that are just the typical vanilla mobs, rather than additional ones added by the mod. So probably no point in covering that, because the structures are more important than, you know, just typical of these, and they'll have their typical trades and everything else. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.